Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Hi, yeah. I couldn't help but notice that you just defeated Briggs, the gym leader of the Sprucewood Village Gym. Well, congratulations. Oh, congratulations. I just wanted to kind of flag you down because I can only assume that you are a powerful Pokemon trainer and you are continuing your Pokemon adventure here as you exit the Canopy Forest. I thought so. You have the utmost aura of someone who will not let anything stop their adventure. But I must warn you, as you can see, it is starting to get just a bit dark here in the Canopy Forest, and the Canopy Forest can be quite the dark place if you are caught unprepared, woefully unprepared, as someone other than you might find themselves. But I just so happen to have all of the answers for your preparedness and your Pokemon journey needs. And I do, of course, mean my wide variety of Pokeballs and variety of exclusive and special Pokeballs. Of course, the world-renowned Pokeball maker in the Canopy Forest supplies us with all of our inventory, so you know that quality is at the utmost importance to our establishment. And as you can see, we do modestly sell our Pokeballs at this stall here in Sprucewood Village, and I was just about to close up when I noticed you, so consider yourself very lucky, because I don't know what I would do if I was traversing the Canopy Forest and I found myself face to face with a very rare or perhaps very dangerous Pokemon, and I, alas, did not have the appropriate Pokeball at my disposal to capture or ward off said Pokemon. You understand. I would, if you would be so kind to indulge me in a nice preview and sampling of what we have to offer. As you can hear, that quality and craftsmanship is bar none. Don't, of course, think too much about little dents or blemishes here on any of the items. We do have accidents happen from time to time when transporting or stocking any inventory. Of course, these will be made available to you at a discount, a slight discount that is, but that is if you do indeed intend to purchase any. Now, we offer a wide variety of traditional Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls. These are your more typical Pokemon capturing items. They vary in price in accordance, that is, to their ability to capture strong Pokemon or at a more efficient rate. We have, like I just showed you, the Pokeballs, the Great Balls, and the Ultra Balls for distinguished Pokemon trainers like you might be. And if you did manage to defeat Gym Leader Briggs, I take it you are quite powerful and quite smart, which would lend itself to purchasing fine Pokeballs when given the opportunity such as this. Do I have your attention? Excellent. Well, I guess my real question is, do you enjoy catching rare and powerful Pokemon? You do. You did strike me as the type. Well, then I will go ahead and spare no explanation on all of the items that we have and let you decide what Pokeball is the appropriate choice for your specific needs. Allow me. Let's start from the beginning with our Pokeball. The Pokeball is 1 gold per ball, and this is your common Pokeball. Now, think of it as a ball that is capable of not only capturing the small and weak Pokemon, like a Weedle or Caterpie, or perhaps even something as repulsive as, what could we say, a Bidoof, but it can also capture the strongest Pokemon. perhaps a Zekrom, a Moltres, or mythical Pokemon such as maybe a Celebi. This forest is said to possess the spirit of powerful Pokemon, so you never know what you might encounter. Now, the Pokeball might be able to capture any Pokemon, but the odds are quite low the stronger the Pokemon gets. This is best reserved for weak Pokemon, or lower level, or perhaps that lucky throw that you intend to muster if you do encounter a powerful Pokemon. Once again, 1 gold per ball. So you can tend to buy in bulk when it comes to Pokeballs, but know that you might use more Pokeballs as well without being successful. And this particular Pokeball, due to that slight dent there, we have really struggled to get rid of this one. It still works perfectly fine nonetheless, but not as sightly, I'm afraid. So if you do buy one of the more expensive balls here, I will throw in this dented Pokeball for free. Keep that in mind as I show you our more exclusive lines. Next up, we have the Great Ball. Now, your chances are greatly improved, some would say, when trying to capture more powerful Pokemon than the regular Pokeball. At 2 gold per ball, it is double the price, but your odds are, some would say, doubled as well. Now, it still might struggle from time to time with extremely strong Pokemon, but it will expertly land you that capture on those lower level Pokemon or moderately leveled Pokemon that have been weakened ever so slightly during battle. Once again, 2 gold. The Great Ball is for great trainers, no doubt, and that blue and strike of red gives you a nice upgraded look to the traditional Pokeball, but keeps that bit of red to remind you just how far you've come in your journey, which I assume you have come quite far so far. And next up the totem pole is the Ultra Ball, the ultimate luxury in the traditional line of Pokeballs. The Ultra Ball is used for the most powerful Pokemon that you can encounter here in the forest or elsewhere. This Ultra Ball gives you the utmost opportunity to capture any Pokemon of any level. Now, of course, the more leveled and powerful the Pokemon, you still do need to weaken it a bit with battle and appropriate move usage, of course, but this, at that moment, Pokeball will provide you with a high efficiency of capture. And with low-level Pokemon, you really don't need to worry about battling at all. Just simply throw your Ultra Ball and enjoy your new capture. Moderate level Pokemon, it's sort of hit and miss. Maybe a few well-timed and well-placed moves, and then the capture should be quite easy. Now, of course, the Ultra Ball is 3 gold per ball. Of course, it is quite expensive, but the amount of Ultra Balls that you need to carry on your person is quite reduced. And of course, bag space is at a premium. And what you carry with you must be efficient and well planned. So Ultra Balls being so powerful that you need not carry as many will lend itself great to those first generation sort of trainers and explorers. Now, we have the 1 gold, 2 gold, and 3 gold. Let's get on to the specialty Pokeballs, shall we? You strike me as someone who has a tendency or a flair for the theatrics. Perhaps you leave a calling card anywhere you go, of sorts, of course, a theoretical calling card where everyone remembers when you cross paths with them. And the items and Pokeballs and Pokemon that you carry with you are always a sign of that nature. Am I right? I thought so. You strike me as someone who is modest, yet knows full well what they are capable of course. And I say all that to just simply remind you that you deserve the best, no matter what the gold cost. So keep that in mind as I show you the best that the Pokemon world has to offer in terms of Pokeball varieties. Let's start with something for that flair of yours. Perhaps a Premier Ball. Now, one must not get bogged down in the nuances of what a Pokeball actually does in terms of effects or bonuses. Sometimes it's about the finer things in life, and sometimes you have to know when to treat yourself, and you seem like someone who has journeyed far and wide. You've no doubt spent several nights in that sleeping pack of yours, or perhaps sleeping on the floor or couch of a Pokemon Center, and are in no doubt need of a bit of R&R, a bit of pampering, per se, and a Premier Ball like this one is exactly what that type of person needs. So, if you are indeed a strong trainer, if you have perhaps accomplished things recently, let's say a nice gym badge victory, if you are that type of trainer, maybe captured a few Pokemon already, defeated trainers along the way, if you are that type of trainer, then you no doubt deserve a Premier Ball. Now, like I said, the boring details of a Premier Ball are that they don't offer any bonuses that a traditional 1 gold Pokeball offers, but that's the part that is sort of a waste of time to think about. Someone like you, someone powerful, someone well-deserving, hard work ethic. That type of person, they deserve the best, and a Premier Ball gives that in bounds. When someone sees that you have a Premier Ball, they know that person knows how to take care of themselves. That person knows what the quality of an item means, and knows that appearances sometimes are everything. And a Premier Ball, with its white and brilliant red, show that this ball is for someone with taste and class. Of course, a Premier Ball, as well as all of our specialty balls, are 5 gold per ball. So the price is quite steep, but the effect and joy from the premier aspect of a Premier Ball will be quite worth it, I assure you. Now, in terms of luxury and flair, prestige, there is nothing greater than a luxury ball. That golden button inlay, the gold lined red, reminding you of the lowly state of a trainer who can only utilize Pokeballs, has now graduated to an elite trainer. The good thing about the black, silver, golden red luxury ball is that if you have a Pokemon who evolves via high friendship, perhaps a Eevee, who, as you I'm sure are well aware, has a Sylveon, Umbreon, and Espeon possible evolution that all require high friendship. This Pokeball, if used to capture a Pokemon like that, gives increased friendship gain and can lead to a much quicker evolution via friendship, perhaps a Golbat to a Crobat or things like that. So if a high friendship gain for your Pokemon is at a premium, then perhaps the premium amount of gold should be spent on a luxury ball, because of course if you deserve the utmost luxury, so does your Pokemon. The luxury ball, of course, 5 gold as well. Now, let's say that you are not one for high luxury and expensive and fancy things. Maybe you are a bit more rugged, a person who enjoys the forest and a babbling brook, or a pond or serene ocean landscape. I would then assume that fishing is a pastime that you rather enjoy. And if that's the case, then you no doubt come into contact with many water-type Pokemon who are fished from the depths of that mystical water. In that situation, the lure ball will be your pride and joy out in the field and alongside any stream or body of water. The lure ball offers bonuses to any Pokemon who is caught using a fishing pole. So if that old, good, or super rod is at your disposal frequently, then I think that a lure ball would be an absolute necessity, and you would be, sorry for saying this, quite a fool to let a possibility such as this pass you by. How often do you encounter a lure ball? That is, you've seen one, but that's no matter in this situation. This particular lure ball is one of a kind, seen as though you purchased it in Sprucewood Village, known for selling the absolute highest quality Pokeball varieties out there. This lure ball will no doubt help you land perhaps a powerful Gyarados, a lowly Feebas, or anything in between. The lure ball is perfect for any angler, or anyone who is curious about what the waters hold. The lure ball, 5 gold as well. And speaking of specialty Pokemon, similar to those housed in a luxury ball who evolve via specific means, the Moon Ball is one such Pokeball for those sorts of situations and Pokemon. The Moon Ball gives you an increased rate of catching any Pokemon who evolves via, you guessed it, Moonstone. The Moonstone Pokemon lines are extensive and include simple Pokemon like Jigglypuff, Clefairy, or the Nidoran species lines, male and female. The Moonball is perfect for early trainers such as yourself. How many gym badges do you have, if you don't mind me asking? 2. Well, that's perfect, because that means areas that you might be traversing through will be full to the brim with Pokemon, such as those that I just mentioned, and having a Moonball gives you an easy advantage over those Pokemon and gives you the opportunity to not waste any of your other Pokeballs on those types of Pokemon, and of course looks absolutely amazing with that crescent moon, and that insignia will help ensure that you don't waste this ball on a Pokemon who doesn't evolve via Moonstone. So the absolute wonderful blue and gray finish there on the top is really hard to beat. So if you do have a idea that you might encounter a Pokemon like that, I wouldn't let this slip away. 5 gold, of course. And last but not least, the Quick Ball. Now, unlike the manner that I am introducing it to you here last, that is, this Pokeball is best used if utilized at the beginning of a Pokemon battle. Let's say you are walking through the tall grass or exploring through a cave perhaps, and you encounter quickly or unexpectedly a Pokemon. This ball should be instantly thrown. It has an increased chance of catching Pokemon if used immediately at the start of battle before you attack. So if you do intend to traverse some, let's say, dangerous areas where you don't want to have to utilize your Pokemon, or perhaps you have already weakened your Pokemon and are hoping to avoid a battle of sorts, carrying a few Quick Balls might be the smart thing to do, because you could avoid battling altogether by quickly throwing your ball and capturing that Pokemon before it has a chance to injure yourself or your Pokemon. Where are you headed after you leave the Canopy Forest? The Salt Flats. Well, then you will be interested to know that very high level and sometimes dangerous Pokemon patrol those areas, so a Quick Ball or 2 might just be the perfect situation to prepare you for those opportunities. 5 gold as well. And there you have it, our full line of Pokeballs. Is there anything that caught your eye? I know you are carrying some Pokeballs and Pokeball varieties there with you, but one can never have too many, especially on a Pokemon trainer adventure like you find yourself on. Really, you are interested. And which Pokeballs are you interested in specifically? The luxury ball. Excellent. I don't think you will be disappointed. I will set it aside. That will be 5 gold. Anything else? Ah, a quick ball. I knew you had smarts written all over you, and I'm glad that you won't be putting yourself or your Pokemon in harm's way. That will be an additional 5 gold, bringing your total to 10. Is there anything else that you would like? A great ball. Perfect. You said you utilized what looked like a great ball recently in the forest. Well, now is the time to replenish your stock. Perfect. That will be 2 gold. And since you did indeed purchase not only 1 but 2 specialty Pokeballs, I will throw in the slightly dented Pokeball free of charge, bringing your total to 12 gold, but 4 Pokeballs with you today. And do you have payment? Excellent. And don't mind if I do count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Thank you very much, and it was so wonderful to be able to take you through our inventory and make a few sales, of course. Please do enjoy your journey out of the Canopy Forest and through the Salt Flats. Any other time you are in Sprucewood Village, please do come by and see me. I'll have more in stock, I can guarantee it. Alright, you do take care. Have a wonderful evening.